That's
Hold up.
That's pretty
Wait,
good.
Even like shadowless and all that?
Has to be.
You're rich. Let's go.
They definitely spent a lot of time building that collection to not play Charizard too. That's
the
most popular deck in the room.
Well, it's it doesn't mean that you can avoid Charizard, however.
No.
As on the other side, we have Mr. Nathan Brower. It's been obviously a long-standing member of the community. Been playing against this guy for upwards of 15 years now, it feels like. Been playing in the Georgia area for so long, and it's just great to see him once more back on the big stage. And he will be playing the Charizard, so can't run away.
Nope, can't run away. And talk to me about this matchup, Kyle.
Well, it's certainly interesting. We've got the Roaring Moon on one side, having the ability to knock out the high hit points regardless of how much you have remaining can be very important. Just having that opportunity to remove these Pokemon from play starts to get a little bit awkward. And you wonder, is Nathan going to be able to have the consistency to continually promote those threats, have opportunities to answer, maybe include those Charmanders to knock out Roaring Moons that are already damaged? That's going to be an interesting back and forth.
Yeah, there is the Emergency Jelly in Ihana's list, which they can use to kind of prevent that after.
That's going to be a big
attack.
piece for sure.
We'll have to see how things go. Looks like there is a mulligan for Nathan here. Taking a quick look at the hand. Dark Patch, Energy, not too bad.
Yeah. Obviously, the consistency of Charizard is something that many decks are jealous of. It's able to find its answers so quickly. And once you have that Pidgeot roll in, you continually find your answers, whatever it may be, finding the additional rare candy, boss's orders, and that pressure that you're able to maintain is something that can certainly put Ihana on the back foot.
All right, it looks like our players are almost ready. Go ahead and take a look at the prize cards here. That Radiant Charizard, Rotom V as well.
Oh, yeah, that's double Dark Patch as well isn't great to see. Poor Sealstone.
What is great to see is that Pokemon catcher in the prize cards. Ihana is going with a full 4 in this list. We saw Tyler Jameson do well with it in day 2 in Portland.
It's pre-errata, too.
Yeah, pre-errata, yeah, that's much better.
Yeah. Imagine they don't even go to flip. Just say, nah, it works.
All right, I believe our players are all set. There's the fist bump. And it looks like Nathan is going to start things off with a Charmander in the active spot. It is that one that deals 40 for 2, which is a good way to get a knockout on something like a Roaring Moon after a heavily damaged.
Yeah, we see the level ball to start things off. Get some Pokemon into play. I believe the Ultra Ball was in hand too. A lot of fire energies in the opening, which is uncharacteristic. Typically, finding the fire energies can be difficult. It's 6 or 7. It's going to be 7 in this case.
Yeah, it's going to be a little rough for Nathan. This deck kind of wants to go second, utilize that Arven supporter. And having the Arven in hand, but not much else. And Ultra Ball could find something like a Rotom, but it's in the prize cards.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating when you have an opportunity to take advantage of the fact that you don't have an attack, but you can end with 3 additional cards, and it's gone.
All right, level ball for the Mew, energy to retreat. We're going to see a Mysterious Tail, hopefully finding a Battle VIP pass. It's the bread and butter of this deck. How about another Ultra Ball?
Eventually, you run out of cards you feel comfortable discarding, and I think we're at that point. you would lose your hand if you played both of these Ultra Balls.
Definitely a rough turn 1 here for Nathan, and this is why the deck does not like to go first. I guess you can find the Super Rod, Ultra Ball away a couple fire energies, Super Rod them back in. That way you just get to keep your resources a little bit, but no. We're going to see an Ultra Ball discarding the Super Rod and a fire. Wow. There's 2 Rod in the list, though, compared to just the one we normally see with 7 energy.
Exactly, yeah, that's interesting, as we've seen so often players typically go for that 6 and the 2 Rod, but sure enough, that gives you the flexibility here that you need. You can take that resource, throw it away, and eventually find what you're looking for, and I think
Nathan
Nathan
just
has realized
found out.
that it's not there.
Yep.
There is no Rotom.
No, Rotom can go ahead and find a Pidgey if you want, but again, this Roaring Moon deck is so fast, and with Pokemon catchers, can really target down any Pokemon and take a knockout. So Nathan's opting to grab a second Charmander here just to mitigate that scenario.
Wow. Yeah, at this point, can you even go for I mean, there's nothing else to do, right? You're just stuck with Charmanders.
All right, Ihana's turn now. They draw a Trekking Shoes, have Squawkabilly EX in hand. Trekking Shoes finds that Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. They say nah, finding that Earthen Vessel instead, and that's going to be pretty good here.
Yeah, this is Wombo combos. Not only the Battle VIP Pass to go along with it, find all of those Pokemon, and preferably going to find some of those Darkness-type Pokemon to hit the board, along with that Radiant Greninja. Get those energies into the discard pile. You can use the Earthen Vessel, discard the energy, grab more, throw away another, and then, yes, there are 2 Dark Patch in the prize cards. There's also 2 in the hand, Jeremy.
2? That's more than 1.
Math.
No, this is going to be a very good start for Ihana this game 1. And even the Pokestop to go along with it if you want.
The whole hand can play out. This is perfect.
Except for the Town Star.
Well, just play it really quickly.
They go ahead and grab 2 Dark Energy from the deck.
Oh, is this the every Dark Energy is different?
Yeah.
I didn't know we had that many. How long? I mean, I guess basic Dark Energy's been around for a while now. I remember when they first printed that.
Listen, they're a person after my own heart here. With the double Dark Patch and the discard from concealed cards here, this is a stacked hand. Even drawing a couple extra cards, don't really need those.
Yeah, there's another Vessel if you really want to just throw away a bunch of the energies. So often that is a strategy you go for with this style of deck.
But there we go, double Dark Patch. This item's been around for a while, then went away, then came back, and it's being utilized yet again in this Roaring Moon deck, and it is a great item to use in these dark decks.
Yeah, Nathan's seen this with Darkrai EX forever ago. He's having flashbacks.
Another Earthen Vessel for Ihana here.
There's the good one, the Heart Gold Soul Silver basic dark. That's a winner.
And the promo one as well.
1.5.
Now, Ihana is going to be discarding a lot of energies here, but it's going to be pretty good because you have something like that Professor's Sada to be able to get extra energy in play. There's that Squawk and Seize. Doesn't find that supporter just yet.
Yeah, it looks like a ton of item cards. There is the energy switch, which is going to be nice. Provides that opportunity to attack with the Roaring Moon without any of the additional energies thrown down. And, of course, some energy acceleration by way of the discard pile is going to be nice with the Galarian Moltres V. Yeah,
basically a Dark Patch in itself. And going to be pretty helpful here with those energy switch. We could even see energy switch on the Morpeko, get an attack off on the Mew, take a knockout, and kind of save your Roaring Moons.
You want to use this escape rope here and take a knockout on a Charmander?
A little bit better, yeah.
All right.
I don't care.
Hey, there you go. I don't care either. Throw them all away. At some point in time, you realize that not all these cards are meant to win games. If they're just getting in the way of the good stuff.
Now, one thing I would like to see maybe is if you still want to attack with that Morpeko, or not. We're going to Roaring Moon it here.
Yep.
Escape rope.
Nathan's... I don't know how he feels about this, honestly. Because, yes, you're losing a Charmander, but honestly, you might need another opportunity with that Mew to find some help. This hand is not going very far. It's just Arven and Prey.
And Calamity Storm takes the knockout for Ihana, going down to 5. Nathan takes a look at his hand. A long look.
Let's go Artisan. We'll use the effect.
Artisan does not use the Pokestop here.
So not that desperate. That's usually a good measure of how the turn is going to go. But certainly still a very difficult position. Not only no Pidgey, so no explosive turn here. But if you do find the rare candy and the Charizard, you're still not taking knockouts. You're still in the spot where you're going to put most of your fire energies down too. It's not the greatest.
Second Charmander found off the Artisan here. And I have not taken a look at Nathan's hand as just yet. Oh, Charmeleon Boss's orders, I think, and the fire energy. It's a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Mysterious Tail. How about Lost Vacuum?
Every time that Nathan finds a card he can use, it involves losing more cards from your hand. And there's just, that's a very precious resource. So let's play again.
Yep. All right. Nathan scoops it up super fast here in game 1 of round 7. And Ihana going up 1 game. 1 more to go to 6-1.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously this matchup can certainly go that way. You see on paper not only the pressure that Ihana is able to give out with easy turn 1 knockouts and the consistency of the deck, puts a lot of pressure on Nathan to find the right resources. And without the Rotom, there's no draw. There were no cards in hand. There was basically nowhere you could go from here. And if you find the Charizard, sure, you're just going to get Frenzy knocked out immediately afterwards.
Yeah, Roaring Moon EX having that 230 HP puts it out of range for a single KO Burning Darkness. And just like that, very quick game 1. Nathan's going to have to find some different cards if he wants a game 2.
I think a little surprised for both of our players, the speed of the opening game, but that is how things play out here so often. Just going to have those hands, those situations. I don't think you can draw up a better hand for Ihana, though. That was exactly what you're looking for. All the cards played out. It doesn't even matter what the prize cards were at that point.
Oh, yeah, no. Anytime you have double Dark Patch and a way to get energy in the discard, it's going to be a pretty good game.
Yep. We didn't see any of the additional acceleration by way of the Sadas or anything. It just happened. It's pretty good.
Now, if I believe correct, Nathan's going to opt to go second this game. And again, both of these decks kind of want to go second. Taking those prize cards. 2 Professor Sada's Vitality.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, 3 Ultra Ball in the prize cards for Nathan here.
What is happening?
Also starting a Jirachi. Not very good in this match, but wow.
Wow.
Ihana attach, pass.
Yeah, Nathan, although starting the Jirachi, that was by choice. There's a Charmander, I believe, in that hand.
I think it was drawn for the turn.
Okay, but it's better than Luminion, okay?
Yeah.
But there's a Battle VIP pass. And,
that's better than both of those.
That's gonna be just dandy.
Battle VIP Pass is going to go ahead and fetch Nathan a Pidgey and a Rotom V here. You have that Charmander in hand and an Arven, which can go ahead and get an item and a tool card. So this is the kind of hand Nathan's been looking for.
Yep. Arven could lead into the other Battle VIP for the Charmanders. Have the standard setup that you're looking for. End the turn with the Rotom drawing 3 additional cards, and maybe you just find the Charizard instead of the Ultra Balls, because you're not going to find the Ultra Ball.
No, not at all. I mean, unless you find it with Arven.
Yeah, once. That's it, buddy.
It does look like Pidgey and Rotom V are the choices for Nathan here.
Looks like the Charizard is already in hand, so 1 step closer. Obviously, plenty of resources that can help out. The Force Seal Stone that's found here is going to be a great resource for next turn.
And a second Battle VIP Pass to go along with it. I think we're going to end the turn with 3 Charmander in play. Or do you go 2-2 split on the Pidgey and Charmander?
Yeah, it's not as likely that your opponent is going to have the resource to boss the Pidgey, so you have a little bit of flexibility there. So I don't mind the Mew.
What are you talking about, boss Pidgey? There's Pokemon Catcher in this list, Kyle.
It's not going to work. I forgot I'm not using it. Maybe it will work.
Nathan has energy for the turn as well, so you can retreat this Jirachi to Mew, try to find rare candy. Take a look at the top 6 cards here with Mysterious Tale. Another Battle VIP pass. Rare Candy, there we
Ooh.
go.
Yeah, passing up the Battle VIP pass, but rightfully so. You already have the Charmander. You have the Rare Candy now. So not only could you find some help with the Rotom, but if you find nothing, at least you have Rare Candy Charizard for turn 2.
Second Charmander hits the bench for Nathan, and we're going to see a pass of the turn after an instant charge. Ihana draws for turn. Galarian Moltres V, that's not really going to do it. Really needed a way to discard an energy here to turn on that Professor Sada's Vitality. But
Yeah.
they unfortunately don't have anything.
Yeah, you start to think about all the ways that you could potentially get that card into the discard pile. And, I mean, it's not that unlikely. There's Ultra Balls, the Earthen Vessels, whatever it may be. This hand is not cutting it, though.
Or at least it's cutting it with a dull knife. Nathan draws another Rare Candy off the top. Has the Forest Seal Stone for Pidgeot. Or
Is Pidgeot in
Pidgeot
hand?
in hand.
Hold up. Well, he all of his luck from game 1 he must have saved for this moment. It's all here.
The gang is all here. Mysterious Tale is going to try to find some more resources for Nathan. Countercatcher, that's not really going to be doing too much when you're going to be attacking first.
You expect to be in a winning position with a hand like this, but might as well throw it in.
Rare Candy, Pidgeot EX, Quick Search now available for Nathan. Such a powerful ability that has been brought back into this game. Able to search your deck for any card.
Any card?
Any card.
Ooh. Yes, please.
What do you even search for? Like, you have everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the awkwardness of this situation is you could put pressure onto the Roaring Moon if you want. It's an energy away from punching you in the mouth, and then you're sad. You lost your Charizard. So instead, you could put pressure on the Galarian Moltres, just get some damage on the board. But you're not in a situation until your opponent starts taking some knockouts to where you can really threaten the one-hit KO.
Now Nathan charging up that Charmander on the bench. It does have that attack 1 for 30, so a way to clean up after a frenzied gouging. But Ihana does play Emergency Jelly and has one in hand, which is a great way to get out of range.
Well, calculations have been made. Boss's orders, along with 2 potential options here. You can have the energy in hand that could go for the Charizard, or you can incorporate the Charmander early into the mix.
And there is that boss's orders, bringing up that Roaring Moon that's ready to attack next turn. Nathan has another energy in hand, but we're going to see the retreat to the Charmander here. Just get that 30 damage on right away.
It is funny to see. You have a Charizard ready to go, but it's also just it doesn't feel like the right play, and Nathan understands that and is like, you know what? I don't like that at all. Let's just punch this, get it in a more awkward situation. Ihana, thankfully, finding that strategy of retreat to get the energies in the discard pile. And maybe something's going to get rolling here.
And Professor Sada finds Radiant Greninja. So another way to continue to extend this turn. Finds a Dark Patch. But I don't know if they have another energy in hand. The Shoes needs to find the energy. Ooh. Is there 2
Kinda
energy,
like an energy.
in there?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, there is. It's unfortunate they could not use the Switch Cart on the Roaring Moon to heal the 30 damage.
Yeah. All right. Pressure's on. This could be a big flip. Wow.
All right.
Targeting down the Charizard, and wowee, there is a Switch Cart and double Dark Patch. Make sure you sequence that correctly.
That was almost scary. Now they do have a fully powered Roaring Moon EX, but again, this Switch Cart here really not being utilized to the best. You can get it out of the active spot, but this Roaring Moon would have to knock itself out if you want to Frenzied Gouging this Charizard EX. Ultra Ball here.
Oh. Nathan sees the technology now. It's just jelly, though.
Now Ihana is going to find Mew EX.
Okay.
It's going to be able to restart, draw 3 cards. Three cards is going to matter a lot. There's 0 cards right now, and Ihana needs a lot.
Yeah. There's certainly nobody ready to attack on this next turn, so maybe access to another Roaring Moon would be helpful. Any Dark-type Pokemon seems fine, so...
How about a Morpeko?
That sounds fine.
All right. They
I
still have not
don't,
attached
I
for
don't
this
love
turn
it,
either.
but...
No attachment yet. Saving it for concealed cards, but there's the frenzied gouging. The Charizard gets knocked out first, then the Roaring Moon.
Do I see my prize cards first or everyone?
Again, they're just making sure to sequence everything correctly with a double knockout of who promotes first. Do you get to see the prize cards before you promote? And looks like the 2 cards that Ihana is going to grab from the prizes is going to be pretty good, and that Professor Sada's and a Trekking Shoes.
Yeah, certainly that help is going to be necessary. Nobody ready to attack next turn. Sure, you can accelerate at least 1 energy with the Glaring Moltres, but the issue here is there's still a Pidgeot.
Yeah.
Finding the resources for another Charizard seems pretty likely for Nathan on this following turn, so the pressure is going to be right back on.
And then promote
And it looks like Nathan promotes first here.
will be
Running a little thin on energies. There's 4 already being used, 1 in play, 3 in the discard.
Yeah, I mean, the calculation, if you were to promote the Mew, would be what are the odds of potentially finding a rare candy and not having to waste quick search for that? You see, obviously, you've already played 2 with the Candy Pidgeot, Candy Charizard early on, so it's not super likely. Let's just avoid any awkwardness of retreating and losing energies.
how many cards in your hand? Yeah.
No. With the way the board is and the way Nathan's hand is, he does have the Charizard with Ultra Ball here and a boss's orders to bring up the Mew EX, take a knockout. That could stymie Ihana's draw power.
Yeah, I mean, you could go for the Moltres as well. Either way, you're taking 2 prize cards.
You're not even taking the knockout on the Moltres, though. Oh, no, you are. You're 2 prize gone, yeah.
Get that Pokemon out of here. The issue would be that in that situation, you want to make sure that at least you're able to bench 1 more Charmander. So you're going to go for the attack instead of going for any of that hand disruption, which seems fine at this point. Sees the Forest Sealstone is in hand as well, so Quick Search will be able to find 1 piece, and then you have the Forest Sealstone for the second. And Nathan should be able to continue to chain those Pokemon.
I got them when they're ready.
Oh, I was about to say, is there another rare candy left?
Would really hope so. We're going to need 1 more after this, too. Unless Radiant Charizard wants to get the job done, which
It
also certainly can be done.
Quick search for the rare candy, Charizard EX. And we're going to have Infernal Rain yet again. Get the energy out of the deck, charge up your Pokemon. And now with the boss's orders here, Nathan's going to be able to take 2 prize cards, go down to 2 more, and that's just 1 more boss away. It'll be interesting to see if Nathan does play that Forest Sealstone for a Charmander.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that before the Charizard came down, because you could either go for the Radiant Charizard or the Charmander and already place that Fire Energy preemptively so that you're not focused on finding those energies down the road or whatever it would be.
Galarian Moltres V is going to be the Pokemon of choice for Nathan and this boss's orders.
Yeah, the 3 cards of the Mew can occasionally come into effect, but I think at this point you're trying to avoid any energies being the pivotal 3rd energy for a Roaring Moon. And with Energy Switch on your mind, just get this Pokemon off the board.
And there is that Forest Sealstone Star Alchemy fetching a Charmander, maybe a Nest Ball into a Charmander. Is there even Nest Ball on this list? No.
There's Level Ball.
Level Ball, yeah. With that, though, it does give Nathan an out to a potential Frenzy Gouging Roaring Moon attack, but it is not the Charmander that can respond with a KO, so it'll be interesting to see if things actually happen here. It's going to be a big Trekking Shoes for Ihana this turn. Needs to find a Roaring Moon. That's not a Roaring Moon. That's not it either.
It would have been a few turns ago. Yeah, that hand doesn't go very far. Radiant Greninja has an opportunity to see some more cards. Maybe you can try to play this hand down for. I don't even think it plays down from you.
Yeah, just too many cards in hand. But
Well,
they're gonna
I
try.
guess you can. You can Dark Patch to your Morpeko and start to play out some additional cards.
Yeah, but again, not where you want to be.
I don't know what that was.
Ihana thinning down a little bit more. Are we going to see the attached Dark Patch here? You still have concealed cards, though.
I mean, you can.
I used the heat tackle. Dark patch.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know if we love this because now you don't
One
have the
card
energy for the
versus
Radiant.
two. Oh,
It's a
okay.
Battle VIP. Oh no.
I think with that, we're going to be moving on to a game 3 here, Kyle.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Do you think Nathan has the boss?
Well, if you could search for any card,
What card would it be?
we shall see. I mean, you might as well send up your free treater.
Draw. Quick search. Who's the boss, Kyle?
You are.
And we are going on to a game 3 in our round 7.
In that case,
Ihana versus Nathan.
that's crazy.
I guess the good news is Ihana gets to go second this game 3.
Yeah, it certainly matters in this matchup. We've seen the difference in the way that these opening hands can play out. It looks really awkward to go first in this matchup, and understandably so. The pressure that you're able to put on as Ihana when you're attacking on that opening turn, knocking out a potential Charmander or whatever it may be, that's pretty difficult. And on the other side, I mean, Nathan lives and dies by that Arvin.
Yeah, it is all about that supporter. Granted, there is some plays where you can just draw into the Battle VIP pass. Mysterious Sail finds it, but this was just a great start for Nathan. Double Rare Candy into Pidgeot and Charizard, and getting that 30 damage on that Roaring Moon. Ihana not really having the fast start that they want in a matchup like this, and was just forced to not really have much going after that Roaring Moon. Another knockout there, and it was just a simple boss's orders to clean it up for Nathan that game too.
Yeah, it's difficult to maneuver through that last turn, trying to find the optimal way to find the resources for potentially that Roaring Moon. Ended up only finding that one card, and of course it was Battle VIP Pass. Makes it very easy for Nathan to close out a situation like that. But that is good news for everyone at home. We are in Game 3 now with exactly half the time remaining. We'll definitely have an opportunity to see a winner here and see one of these two players move on to 6-1.
Again, still not a win in for these players. Gonna need to find another match point somehow with a tie or another win.
You better find 3.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear anything about no IDs.
Mulligan from Ihana here. Now, looking at Nathan's hand, he did have an Artizone. Didn't see what he started with, but that's at least 2 Pokemon.
Sign me up.
That's good enough.
Don't say that. It's a good start. I mean, I'm very excited to see what Ihana starts with.
Another Mulligan here.
It is such an explosive deck. Obviously, the way that you're drawing the cards, that when you draw them at the right time, it has to work out. So, a lot of moving parts on trying to make sure that you find all the right resources at that time. Sometimes it's up to you, sometimes it isn't. But when it works, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's one of those decks where it can win pretty much any game. It loses to itself mostly.
Which is what I've heard about Tina for the longest time now.
Another Mulligan here. If those of you who are watching that aren't familiar with the Mulligan rules in the Pokemon TCG, if you don't have a basic Pokemon, shuffle in, draw a new 7. But your opponent gets to draw a card for every time you do that. Nathan starting 3 extra cards. Gotta hope to find a Battle VIP Pass in those.
I'm hoping that you have to explain Judge Ball to these people at home. As I don't want to. That is a mythical creature that we have not seen in a while. I don't think this has the stream ever seen Judge Ball. I think maybe one
Maybe
time.
once.
Yeah.
All right, Pokemon catchers galore in the prize cards. Dark Patch and 2 energy. Radiant Charizard and Charmander along with that Jirachi.
Woo! Yeah, we're off for a good one. Sound the alarm. Game 3 underway here.
Whoop whoop.
That's not the alarm.
Wee wee.
There it is. Thank you.
Our zone, the Stadium of 4. Nathan here, going to allow you to search for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. Most likely is going to be that Mew if you're trying to dig further for those Battle VIP pass. It'll be interesting to see how big, or with the hand being so big, how many cards you can actually play.
Yeah, obviously, for Sealstone or Battle VIP Pass is the real way to open it up. It's not there. It's not there.
Oh, this is so risky if you go for the Mew, too.
Oh, you know it, though. You can use the Ultra Ball first, technically thin out that one additional resource of a Pokemon, and then try to go for the Battle VIP Pass. I mean, he's
so awkward.
He's done this a million times, but I don't know if he's dedicated to the percentages like I am.
All right, Mysterious Tail saving that Ultra Ball. Battle VIP pass off the top 6. Oh, he finds it.
Sometimes lucky.
Sometimes lucky, all the time lucky. Come on. Battle VIP pass is going to fetch Nathan a couple Pokemon now. Eyeing down maybe just 2 Charmander like he was trying to do that game 1.
Yeah, ultimately, you have the Ultra Ball. You can search out the Pidgey. So you have the Pidgey and the 2 Charmander. You're going to draw back up with the Rotom. You know that you're likely to keep your hand. Disruption isn't always a factor in a matchup like this against the Roaring Moon that's focused on itself. So I think you just play down as many cards as you can. Get those resources down so that you do have the potential to have that explosive Pidgeot and Charizard, everything that you need. Because once you get that rolling, it seems very difficult to stop. It's typically just boss's orders or rare candy, and you can continue to take knockouts from there on out.
With using this Ultra Ball, though, that is the out to a Charizard EX the following turn for Nathan. He does have an Arven, but at least with the instant charge, you can fetch a little more cards at the end of this turn. So he's going to be grabbing that Pidgey and hoping for the best. He did discard a second Fire Energy and that Choice Belt. Choice Belt's not going to be a card that's very useful in this matchup at all.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of players move away from the Vitality Band over to the Choice Belt, trying to target specific matchups, but this is not one of them.
All right, instant charge. Draw 3 cards, but it ends your turn.
Is there anything more intimidating than a grown man saying okie dokie and then drawing 3 cards in front of you? Oh, actually, that was a pretty good one. I'm going to start saying okie dokie. Got Arven for Sealstone Energy.
All right.
Okie dokie.
He already had all those in hand, by the way.
Let's go. Now he's got them all.
All right, so it looks like Ihana has Battle Pass of their own, or was this an Ultra Ball?
It's a Artisan.
Oh, Artisan. That's right.
Mystery.
Yeah, mystery.
Are you in a hungry hurry?
A little bit, sometimes. I had lunch earlier, so not as bad.
This certainly is one of those turns that could be explosive. Obviously, you played for this. You went second in this matchup, understanding that probably going to find a knockout in this situation.
Hand's very awkward,
Still
though.
have to maneuver this opening.
Squawk and seize those 7 cards to the discard. Professor Sada's found, but no Roaring Moon just yet. Galarian Moltres V. Still no Battle VIP pass.
You have
Oh,
Earth in.
Oh, no.
Saw
We
too many
drew 7.
cards. We don't love that.
Yeah. And they know what's going on here. You see that extra card, it gets shuffled back into the deck, but there's going to be a double prize penalty.
Yeah. It's always a bit of a debate, especially amongst players who've been playing for a long time, that it is a double prize penalty. If you've been playing in the era as long as a lot of these players have, it used to just be spirit of the game, put it back, and we'll be fine. But also, with the stakes that we play at this point, it's pretty understandable that this is going to be a prize penalty.
Yeah. We're just going to get confirmation as the judges get confirmation themselves. But Ihana's been here before.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think the prize penalty is the biggest issue at this point. This is a very frustrating situation to be in. Not only are you in game 3 where you have the potential to earn that 6-1, but that hand had the potential to be glorious. There was 4 Sealstone. If you have any Pokemon to attach that to and find your Roaring Moon, you're going to have a turn 1 attack and be in a perfect situation. Instead now, you're staring at this hand where what? You're going to Earthen Vessel, throw away an just find more energies, and hopefully the Trekking Shoes bails you out.
Yeah, basically.
You think about the odds, and maybe you were in a 60% chance to win this game, and instead it goes down to like 10. It becomes very difficult to maneuver this situation.
Especially when you're a deck that damages yourself with Frenzied Gouging. It really is just a hard matchup in the first place, too.
Exactly. You're surrendering prize cards in this matchup. That's just how this goes. A Charmander is going to take 2 prize cards that could essentially win a game.
Yeah.
It does not feel great.
Now, like you were saying, there is a little bit of play. Earthen Vessel, thin out the deck. If Trekking Shoes hits a Battle VIP pass, then we can see something. Double Roaring Moon, Professor Sada's Vitality, get things going. It's going to be rough, though, and the rest of the hand isn't doing much, so those 3 cards off the Sadas are going to have to put in a lot of work. Nathan's waving to the family there.
Yep. I mean, you just do your job at that point, and you've done everything you need to do. Played a great match so far and has a pretty great setup for a player who didn't want to go first. But hey, you basically got to Rotom on turn 0 with all of those mulligans, so that worked out pretty well. I believe was there a Radiant Greninja in the hand too?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm just forgetting things.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we draw that and then get out of this situation and find other cool cards.
Yeah, maybe. All right, looks like the judges have everything ready to go. They're going to explain the penalty to the players, and then we'll explain it to y'all. Ihana said they hate it, so most likely that double prize penalty here. That means Nathan's just going to have to take 4 prizes to win this game. Doesn't have to take all 6. You're going to see those highlighted red most likely on our graphic there. What was that sound again?
It was boop, followed by boop.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than your alert that you did earlier. That was ridiculous.
Earthen Vessel thinning the deck out here.
At this point, just try not to play flustered. The sequencing is important. Although you are playing to some slim odds, this is what you need to do. And Trekking Shoes could be the bailout button. There's resources that you could find. There's Pokestops, Battle VIP Pass, Radiant Greninja, Ultra Ball. There's a lot of cards. So even just seeing 1 or 2 cards is not the end of the world here.
My favorite card to find off Trekking Shoes is Trekking
Shoes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we make the joke that they come in pairs, and we all giggle.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready for it.
2 energies to the hand. Trekking Shoes. Town Store. That's not going to do it. Ooh, Roaring Moon.
Hey, we found it. Well, that was good.
A sign of vitality here. Was that bad?
Yeah.
All right.
It was, I mean, we're fine. Hey, Radiant Greninja.
What's not bad is those 3 cards. Finds Battle VIP Pass and Radiant Greninja.
I mean,
It's still going to be
this is
a rough...
a climb.
Yeah.
For sure.
Going to find that Galarian Moltres V and that Roaring Moon EX. Full bench now. Supporter's already been played for the turn.
So we have how long left?
Still has
Like 20.
an energy attachment. And maybe you draw into switch card.
I'm looking for the
Energy
Pokestop
switch.
into shenanigans. There's
All right, concealed cards. Draw 2 cards. Pokestop.
there we go. Come on, shenanigans. Do the thing.
Say shenanigans one more time, Kyle.
I refuse.
Pokestop, Ultra Ball, Battle VIP Pass, and
Oh.
Squawkabilly.
You don't
Squawkabilly
get to
doesn't
keep
go to
that.
hand. This is an awkward hand for Ihana here.
Yeah, we've talked about this. This is something that will happen with this deck is if you don't find the cards in the right order, the deck starts to look not so great. But when they do draw, and certainly we've seen it before, you can have 6 energies turn 1. You can have knockouts on anything on the board. You can be attacking with more Pekko, whatever it may be. Instead, now it's just going to be past the turn.
For a second, I thought we were going to see a Motivate,
Motivate.
but Charizard just eats Squawkabilly EX alive.
He can join his friend in the discard pile.
3 Arven in hand for Nathan. Draws a rare candy for the turn along with that 4 Sealstone already in hand. Mysterious Tail. Probably going to find another rare candy here. Ultra Ball even.
Wow. Yeah. Great resources there. At this point, it looks like you'll have not only the pitch up, but the Charizard to go along with it.
Ultra Ball is the choice here. And Nathan has everything. Ultra Ball is going to discard Arven and a Collapse Stadium. Don't want to get rid of that Squawkabilly sitting on the bench. Just ready to take a knockout whenever you want. Now we can see the Pidgeot here. And paired with the Arven, you go and grab that Charizard. An embarrassment of riches for Nathan and this Charizard EX deck.
This is absolutely where you want to be. Now it's just about playing out these resources in the right order. If the Forest Sealstone, the Forest Sealstone's already in hand, maybe there's a world where you're trying to use the Arven instead, and then you can like throw away a forest, like a second Forest Sealstone, and hold on to some of those additional resources. But if you're not trying to use the Arven in this spot, if you can do this without the Arven, then you have opportunities to maybe Boss's Orders, take a knockout on a 2-prize Pokemon. But I don't know if the rest of the hand is conducive with that. It seems like a lot to ask for.
And I think we're going to start off with the Arven here. Already has the 4 Sealstone in hand.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't love this, because you could have used the Ultra Ball, thrown away one of the 4 Sealstones.
Well, there's only one in the list.
Okay, well then you can grab the Choice Belt or whatever, something that isn't very helpful, unless that's already gone too.
The Choice Belt was discarded turn 1.
All right, then I love this.
Yeah.
Arven only finds 1 card, so who cares? Just use it.
All right, rare candy. Oh, you can find the Technical Machine Devolution.
Okay, then I hate it.
Yeah.
Because we should have thrown away this. We don't need that card.
All right, going back in with Quick Search. We'll be able to find Charizard EX and get things rolling here. He's only going to be taking a knockout on a Morpeko.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst Pokemon to take a knockout. You only need 4.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For the map, this is not fun. But you can put the pressure on your opponent to then have to damage their own Moltres, walk right into a Charmander knockout, and maybe from there you don't have that much pressure to have additional resources to close out.
Yeah, part of me also thinks just maybe not attacking this turn, but then you run into the potential Pokemon catcher shenanigans from your opponent.
That would be a situation where maybe you wouldn't want to use the rare candies. You hold back, you wait a turn, but it seems like you'd be playing a little too slow at that point.
Now, Nathan did only grab 2 energies off that Infernal Rain here. Does Super Rod back 3 into the deck, has 1 in hand for the retreat on the Mew. Still no 4 Sealstone seen yet.
Yeah, what a tough spot. I mean, surely you see the prize cards, you understand the advantage that you have here. But this knockout does not feel great. You haven't set up anything else other than the Charizard. So, yeah, taking this turn is going to be the play. And it means that you have the boss's orders most likely for next turn. You can target the Squawkabilly, take the 2 prize cards, and then from there you know if this this Charizard's being knocked out, there's going to be a damaged Pokemon in the active spot to clean the game up.
Now, Ihana could have a pretty big turn here. Professor Sada's Vitality charging up both of those Roaring Moon, finds Pokemon Catcher. And if Ihana has Emergency Jelly, that could be a way to get out of range of that Charmander attack.
Yep.
But they don't have it in hand just yet. Can still, has already drawn with concealed, no, okay. Can still concealed cards here. Emergency Jelly off the top. Ooh, Trekking Shoes.
Along with a Dark Patch. So, resources galore.
And again, this is all relying on a flip from Pokemon Catcher.
It's heads.
Oh, Trekking Shoes into Trekking Shoes.
Oh, we love to see those in pairs.
And a Trekking Shoes into Dark Patch here. All right. They do have a knockout. Just depends on if they want to play this Pokemon Catcher.
And also, do you go with another strategy at this point? Last time you went after the Charizard and it didn't work out. There was a Pidgeot that continued to find all the other resources. Do you instead go for the Pidgeot and then hope that you slowed your opponent down from finding the second Charizard? Because if you only have to deal with one, maybe this is a winnable matchup.
Well, it's all for naught because Pokemon Catcher was Tails. They errated it mid-game.
Yeah, but that doesn't read anything like the one that we just saw.
Couple Dark Patch along with the Dire Flame Wings can go and net a couple more energies.
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen the Pokestop yet.
Can't find Jelly, though.
We wanted a catcher.
Couple cards found, Earthen Vessel and that Energy Switch.
Yep, just a battle of I don't want to knock out your single prize Pokemon.
Do we pivot and just take the knockout with Morpeko here? I think that could be the play.
It's not the worst.
They have not attached for the turn just yet. Have an Energy Switch in hand. Morpeko is in this deck for the free retreat, but it does have a sneaky good attack, 70 damage. You use it in matchups like Lost Zone, clean up those Comfeys.
Yep.
And here, where you can take a knockout on a Mew.
Yep. And then when your opponent goes to knock it out, you already moved those energies away.
Yeah.
In a hurry.
Hungrily. It is an awkward line to see, but here we do see the Energy Switch. Oh, yeah, we're going to the active Energizer Wheel. And this charges up that Roaring Moon EX on the bench. And Nathan's in the same spot again, but now has access to Counter Catcher or Boss's Orders to be able to take a knockout.
And you're dealing 30 more damage. Woohoo.
That means those Roaring Moon EX on the bench are still safe.
Yeah, it doesn't matter yet.
But you can go ahead and take a knockout on that Squawkabilly EX that's been sitting there.
Yeah, and from this point, it's on Nathan to attempt to maneuver a checkmate. If you can set up both Charizard, have the boss's orders to knock out the Squawkabilly, you're likely going to find a situation where you're in an unlosable spot with the double Charizard facing down what will be a damaged Roaring Moon.
Looks like Boss's Orders is found off the quick search here. And Ultra Ball, discarding a couple resources. It's debating that Collapse Stadium. Could also hold it after the Boss's Orders, but it's really just semantics at this point.
Right. I don't know if it ever is going to be beneficial to you, and at this point you're just focused on setting up this checkmate, which seems pretty cut and dry at this point. You have the Forest Seal Stone, you can search out that rare candy, you have the energies ready to go because you search those, place those back into the deck with the Super Rod, which was the plan all along when he threw away all those energies at the beginning.
Rare Candy Charizard EX, Infernal Rain, charging up the Pokemon yet again. And like you were saying, this checkmate seems to be pretty good. And it's all thanks to that double prize loss.
Yeah, which is frustrating because that's obviously something that Ihana was never going to be able to play around. So you can't win games like this when you're staring down 2 Charizards that are you can't knock out without damaging yourself.
Yeah.
This is a deck that has to always go down to the last few prize cards, just by the way that it's built, and that's going to be the bad news of the boss's orders, knocking out the Squawkabilly. 2 prize cards remaining to be taken for Nathan in order to close out the match here.
Now Ihana taking a look, promotes that Morpeko. And we found the Pokemon catcher.
Well, you can go after the other one.
Yeah, it's really just the writing is on the wall here, and it's in permanent marker. Not even energy left in the discard.
Yeah, it's not like you have that Darkrai V-Star where you have an ability to place all these energies and eventually find a huge knockout, preserve all your resources, not damage this Pokemon. It always has to be basically knock yourself out.
Yeah.
And that works very well for Nathan.
And even so, just quick search for boss's orders yet again.
Yeah. You will find 2 prize cards fairly easy at this point, and Ihana certainly recognizes this.
We do see the jelly too. But they're going to start things with that Professor Sada's.
I mean,
Attach it to
you
those
might
moves.
as well set up the best board you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
right? Let's show off what this deck could have done had I had those 2 additional prize cards to work with.
And honestly, this game would be kind of close
Yeah.
towards the end.
I mean, a Pokemon catcher last turn, this game could have looked a little different as well. There was a huge opportunity there to capitalize on either knocking out a Charizard or removing the Pidgeot and maybe avoiding the second Charizard altogether. We see where the Jelly would have slowed down and avoided the Charmander knockout in this situation.
And there's not much else you can really do here. And they just frenzied gouging, pop the jelly, heal 120 damage. Great technology for this matchup, just unfortunate circumstances here leading to this game 3. And Burning Darkness for the knockout, and there you have it. Nathan Brower moving to 6-1 here, winner of our round 7.
Yeah, 6-1. And, has 18 match points now to work with 2 more matches to go here in day 1 of Charlotte. And this means a lot for him. Obviously, been playing on the East Coast for a long time, has this opportunity to once again show off his skills. And I mean, I remember playing him in so many different events. He's played so many different decks. He's just really able to just pick up and go with any deck that you hand him. And definitely is one of those great players to continue to watch out for.
Yeah, well, there was this really fast game 1 here. Ihana taking the quick knockout on the Charmander thanks to Escape Rope. And Nathan just scooping it up, going to game 2, trying to preserve as much time as possible. Meanwhile, this game 2, very different start for Nathan. 3 mulligans from Ihana and that instant charge. Even though you're going second now. That was game 3. I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, going second seemed to be the strategy for both players, finding that opportunity to really advance your board state to a point where your opponent wasn't going to find the answer. Nathan was certainly able to do just that. There was nothing left on Ihana's side of the board. Just moving these energies to a Mew and saying, well, we'll see what can happen. And you see the hand for game 3. The opportunities were there. 1 battle VIP pass, the hand is absolutely cracked, and you potentially just outright win from this point, taking prize cards left and right. And this led to that issue. We saw the 7th card drawn, double prize penalty. Morpeko tries to take some additional prize cards, but it's not enough at this point. There's boss's orders, double Charizard remaining, and when you only need 4 prize cards, you can see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, it is just a rough way to end things, but Ihana's still not out. 5-2. Gonna have to do a little bit of work to make it into day 2, but Roaring Moon is one of those decks this tournament that a lot of people have just decided that maybe it's time. And we'll have to see. Nathan waving to the crowd, getting that win. Another match point can seal up that day 2 for the Georgia native.
Just a proper young man, you know?
Yeah.
Classy, too. Got the button up.
Apologizes for the the double prize loss.
We got the golly G or whatever it was. Yeah, I mean, that was everything I needed.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, okie dokie. Thank you. Yeah.
And that's a Pokemon now.
That's what we're looking for. Don't say that. All right, I don't want to learn any more of these Pokemon.
You'll eventually have to, Kyler.
That's true. Hey,
More sets are coming out.
If it turns into a good card, I learn it. That's how this works.
Yeah. You know what's a good card? Charizard EX.
Yeah, it was certainly cooking right there, and we've come to expect that. Everyone in the field knows that Charizard is going to be a deck that you will likely face at least 2 to 3 times throughout your opening 9 rounds. You're going to have to be prepared for it. I would argue that Ihana is certainly prepared for that situation.
Yeah.
You have 4 Pokemon Catcher, you have the ability to take knockouts as early as the first turn, and when your opponent eventually does evolve and find either the Pidgeot or the Charizard, you can target that down immediately without skipping a beat, get the energies accelerated, and move this Pokemon in the active spot. It could all be so simple, but it wasn't.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. It's Pokemon. Things happen. There's rules set in place for a reason. A lot of money on the line, a lot of prizes, just a lot of notoriety trying to become the next Tord Reklev or Azul.
Ooh,
You know?
that sounds fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of consistency that needs to be had there, as well as playing when you're on the main stage, all the lights that you have on you. It is different.